Insider threats come in many forms, including sabotage, fraud, theft, workplace violence, unauthorized disclosure, and compromises of classified information. The compromise of classified information can be unintentional, the result of careless security practices, or an intentional act perpetrated by an individual working alone or on behalf of an adversary. Foreign intelligence entities are known to target and recruit trusted insiders as a means of collecting protected data. In addition, many insiders unwittingly place classified information at risk by sharing it with individuals without a need to know. Attempting to access or collect information without authorization is a reportable potential risk indicator of insider threat. Would you recognize it if you saw it? Would you know what to do? Watch the following scenario and see if you can identify issues that may need to be reported.
Go to the break room.
That's it. See you next week.
The new milestones on this project are impossible.
I know, right? After this project is finished, I'm gonna need a long holiday weekend on a tropical beach with some tropical sun and some tropical drinks.
I need that travel agent.
Yeah, well, I don't think anyone's going on holiday for a while. My problem is I still don't have access to the files on the server like your team does. It'd make my life a whole lot easier. I know if I just had some pieces of the source code I needed, I could easily make my review date.
You're probably right, but you need to talk to Mark about that, Phyllis. A couple weeks ago, I needed some extra information for an article I was publishing in a defense journal. Since he was my supervisor, he hooked me up.
I tried. He doesn't understand. I don't think he ever sees the big picture. I mean, we're all on the same team, right?
As far as I know.
Well, if you could do anything to help me out, I'd really appreciate it. Yes, okay, tomorrow sounds fine. Same flight as last time. Yes, I had plenty of time in London to connect to Cyprus. No, thank you. I have someone picking me up.
I can't really say how long Phyllis was watching over Joyce's shoulder. When she noticed me looking at her, that's when she went back to her desk. But later that day, I went to get a cup of tea and noticed her removing a flash drive and putting it in her pocket.
I was surprised when she told me she asked Mark for clearance to access some of the files on the server, but didn't get it. Mark's my supervisor too, and when I needed information for an article I was publishing, he was all over it. Phyllis has been with the agency for quite a while, longer than me.
Yeah, she's working on the same project as us, just she's on a different part of it. She's a really hard worker for sure. Everyone likes her.
Stuart, is there anything else you can tell me about this phone call you overheard?
Just that she seemed to be talking kind of low, and she was familiar with the flight schedules, ground transportation, things like that. We're supposed to report our foreign travel, right? Mm-hmm. But I don't know whether she spoke to security or not.
Okay. Well, thank you both for bringing this to my attention. I know how difficult it can be to make these kinds of reports, but it's up to all of us to make sure that our technology and our country are safe. Our insider threat team was designed to identify risk, and your reporting is helping us do that. A lot of times, these seemingly suspicious behaviors are explainable, but it's up to all of us to report them so they can be appropriately evaluated. Now, in order to protect Phyllis's privacy, I ask that you please keep this meeting between us and not share among our employees. If something needs to be addressed, rest assured our team will handle it. Joyce, can you hang back a second?
See you at lunch, Joyce.
What's up?
I heard you mention that you published an article that included some work-related information. Did you send the article to pre-publication review before you shared it?
I don't even know what pre-publication review is. Nothing I wrote was classified. I didn't think it was a big deal. Oh man, am I in trouble? Why did I have to open my big mouth?
Don't panic. Let's figure this out together. Okay, can you get me the article you wrote and any information on where it was published and distributed?
Of course, yes.
Okay. Now, while this may turn out to be okay, you have to know that any personal publications must be reviewed prior to release. And for future reference, even authorized work publications must go through this process to ensure that any materials are consistent with our organization's message. Now, I believe you didn't intend to release anything classified, but mistakes can happen. Pre-publication review can prevent unauthorized disclosure that could accidentally place sources, people, and other protected information at risk.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. I feel awful. I'll get you the information right away.
Okay. Wow, looks like I'm not going to make it home anytime soon. I'll have to get the information security team to assess whether Joyce caused a data spill, and I'll schedule an insider threat team meeting right away. Better put on some coffee. I just hope I remember to DVR my show.
Joyce and Stewart were right to come to the Insider Threat Program Office with their concerns. They remembered the indicators from their Insider Threat Awareness Brief and knew that Phyllis's attempt to access information without a need to know, her potential misuse of a thumb drive, and unreported foreign travel might indicate a potential threat. Unfortunately, Joyce did not remember her responsibilities pursuant to her non-disclosure agreement, or that she should have initiated a pre-publication review. This potentially placed classified information at risk. Luckily, Beth picked up on the issue and can work with Joyce, the Insider Threat Team, and the Information Security Office to address the problem. Whether or not classified information was disclosed, it's better for everyone to be aware of the situation so it can be addressed quickly and appropriately.
As you know from our meeting yesterday, we received a number of separate reports of potential risk indicators.
Tim does work on a project that is of interest to several foreign intelligence entities.
Our records show that Phyllis did sign a non-disclosure agreement when she started working here.
She has made several requests for access to files beyond the scope of her work. When she was denied access, she was upset about that as well.
Now let's talk about our potential data spill with Joyce's article publication.